My name is Susan Amorde. I'm an artist living in Los Angeles, and this series is called Baggage. That is a non-figurative body of work utilizing vintage suitcases as a metaphor for the baggage we carry around, psychological, emotional, physical, societal. I first started that theme using sculpted figures with sculpted suitcases. Then I went from sculpted figures to real suitcases, and then transitioned to this body of work with no figures. I already had the suitcases that I had been collecting for years, not knowing what I was going to do with it, but I'm very drawn to them as objects. Their texture, their colors, the materials, and I think they're very interesting, have a lot of history. I had a dream about the block and tackle piece hanging from the ceiling. It's the only dream I've ever had of a sculpture I've done or any artwork before or since. And I went about finding the components of the piece. I went down to Crafted at the Port of Los Angeles, which is an indoor craft market, and met a man who was selling nautical objects, and he had the block and tackle and the rope. I became friends with him, and he agreed to come install the piece. I felt my baggage was weighing me down, but it also has the appearance of being in the water because it's an anchor and being hoisted up. So there's lots of things you can infer from that. I decided to shoot arrows into suitcases as a way to kill my baggage, not literally, but figuratively. My brother-in-law and my nephew are archers and belong to a club, so I called them up and said, "Hey, would you like to shoot arrows into a suitcase?" And they laughed and said, "Fine." So we did. So I shot the arrows in the suitcases. It was very cathartic. From there, I went to trying to look inside baggage, take a look inside the suitcases, and had started creating statements on social issues, social justice, and current contemporary issues. And so each suitcase highlights a different issue. I decided to put portholes, install portholes in the side of a suitcase, which was a difficult process. I seem to excel in trying to make disparate components work together. And then there are water tanks inside with real water. The piece behind me is called Baggage Station. It has 50 vintage suitcases that I curated by color, size, whatnot. And it's on a custom-built shelving unit that can be viewed from both sides that was based on a 1940s train station ticket office. It always brings up conversations about where did the suitcases come from, what was in them, who did they belong to, why are they sitting there, and is kind of a collective experience. Also, everyone always says, "Oh, I used to have that one," or "My grandmother had that one." This particular body of work is being shown at the Studio Channel Islands Gallery in Camarillo. I think it's displayed particularly well, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to participate in the show.